This is the scene in Lloydminster. That is a city along the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. 3 people were found dead this morning in a home. Police are providing an update. Let's listen in.
Members located 3 deceased individuals. At this time, we will not be releasing or confirming the identities. Before moving on, I want to give my sincere condolences on behalf of the entire detachment to the family, friends, loved ones of these individuals. This is a profound loss of life for their family and for the wider community. Since yesterday evening, there's been an increased large amount of police presence in and around that area. You will continue to see a large police presence in that area as experts from both Alberta and Saskatchewan work to solve this crime. I want to be very clear to everybody, there is no immediate concern for public safety. While I understand seeing more police presence can cause concern for folks, this is because we have people diligently working hard, to solve this crime. I want to assure you that they're here to bring a swift resolution to these murders. While I cannot confirm the identities, the cause of death, or other investigative details, I can tell you at this time it appears that this is a targeted, isolated incident. Finally, I want to personally like to ask anyone with information about this crime to contact the Lloydminster RCMP at either 780-808-8400 or 911. If you wish to remain anonymous, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Again, this number is 1-800-222-TIPS, T-I-P-S. Now, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Who called in the well-being check?
I can't confirm that.
Was this their residence? Or do we know if they resided at this address, or were they at...
At this time, I can't divulge. I can't get into any of the actual investigative. It's still in its infancy right now.
What's the relationship between the 3 people?
I can't confirm that right now.
And can you tell us whether they are men, women?
I can't get into the actual investigative steps. It's right at its infancy right now.
And you're calling these murders, but you're also saying that there's no immediate concern for public safety. I feel like the public might see those as sort of contradictory statements. Can you just share with us?
Yeah, and I say that this is a target, not an isolated. It's not a random incident. The suspect or suspects are still at large, so I do understand the concern by the community, but this is not a random incident that we believe at this time.
Were drugs involved?
I can't get into the actual investigation at this time.
Have police been called to this address before?
Again, I can't get into the details of the specifics.
Are you able to share the criminal histories of the 3 people who lived in this
No.
residence? What do you have to say to folks who, again, I know that you're saying this is not a random incident, but these suspects are still at large, so how is there not an immediate concern for public safety?
Again, it's related to the not randomness. This is we believe this is a target incident, that somebody came to this location, or some peoples came to this location specifically.
Do you have a sense of how many suspects you may be looking for?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
Is there a concern this is part of a wider drug network, criminal network?
Again, I don't know any of the investigative steps on the intricacies in the investigation, so I can't say it's related to drugs at all.
What are some of the specialized units that are coming to that we might see more of?
Right now we have the major crime unit out of Edmonton, Alberta, and then we have traffic safety units in town, and we have they're called the Tactical Support Group.
That's the Saskatchewan side, is it?
The Saskatchewan side is the Combined Traffic Services Unit.
There's people online saying that this was a father and 2 sons. What can you tell us?
I cannot confirm anything on the details of the identities.
Do you know a timeline, like how recent were they found fairly shortly after?
As I said, we responded at 5:51 p.m. last night.
Is there any sense
There's autopsies going to be ongoing, and that's over the next 2 days. So I can't confirm manner of death or anything at this time.
Is there any sense of how long they may have been deceased for up until that point?
Pardon me, sorry?
Is there any sense of how long they may have been deceased for up until that point?
No, I can't get into that.
Was this the first well-being check that police had received on this particular address?
I'm not sure.
And was it a well-being check specifically for one person, all 3 individuals, or just for the house?
It was just a report of a well-being check.
Brian, part of the street was roped off?
Yes.
Can you expand on that? Why
That was just to secure the scene for our investigative teams.
We saw police moving things in and out today. Can you just share a little bit about what they may have been looking for, what they are moving in and out?
I can't speak for the investigation itself going on at the town or at the location because I wasn't there. So, you know, as any incident occurs, we're going to be looking for evidence of the offenses.
And what are the next steps? You said autopsy.
It'll start with the autopsies, and we're still going to carry on with investigative and interviewing people, neighbor inquiries, video, all those things.
Inspector, in your entire career, have you ever seen an incident like this? And is there any parallel that we can draw that could maybe calm concerns down in our community?
As I say, when we talk about it, it's a tough comment always when we say the public is under risk, and I appreciate your comments on that. And yes, I have. I'm involved in a few of these over
Triple homicide,
over my yes. It's been around for quite some time in a different location. All I can indicate is that it's not a random act. This isn't somewhere where we're looking at this time. It doesn't appear to be a random act. So we're not. The general public is, if they're not involved in this type of activity or any types of criminal activity, and I'm not saying these were criminals at all. I don't know the investigation, but generally it's when it's targeted, there's a reason. What that reason is, that's what the investigation has to determine.
Can you recall any time serving here in Lloyd that you had something this serious happen?
No.
Geographically, can you give us a sense of how large the scope that you're looking at geographically?
The investigation will tell us that, and unfortunately, I don't know the details. It could be local, it could be exterior, it could be anything. It could be a number of things.
Is there any into any gang involvement?
Again, I don't have that information, and I couldn't get into it if I did.
That works. Thank you. You're in the clear.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you
Now
have been
let-
listening to RCMP
Oh,
providing us an update on what they say is 3 people that were found murdered last night in a home in Lloydminster, which is a city that straddles the Alberta-Saskatchewan border, saying that there's no immediate concern for public safety, that this was a targeted crime, and the suspect or suspects are still at large, but this is not a random incident. The CBC's Terry Reith has been listening into this news conference and joins us now. So Terry, what more did we glean from that?
Well, Andrew, we heard from the inspector, Brian Nicholl, telling us that there really is no threat to the public, that this is some kind of a targeted attack. 3 individuals found in a home just around supper time yesterday. RCMP called to do what's called a wellness check. Basically, just to check in on people inside this small green bungalow in the center of Lloydminster. They found 3 bodies. Now, we have crews out there right now. They have been watching forensic crews in the white hazmat suits and the like going in and out of this house. We saw folks outside with metal detectors. So clearly a large and active investigation is going on in Lloydminster right now. But the headline here is 3 people are dead. Police say that there is no immediate threat to the public. Andrew.
Terry, thank you. The CBC's Terry Reith, live in Edmonton.